all that. It is, I've asked the fella himself, it is Courtney Hawes. That's how you pronounce the name. Yep, absolutely correct. So there you go. You should all know by now, it is Courtney Hawes there, just to confirm it. But what a win for them. Actually, what a defeat for Manchester United as well. And I was there on Wednesday when they lost to West Ham, who could have scored 3 or 4. And, you know, Ronaldo comes back and you think, I said on Wednesday, no Ronaldo, no party. Well, Ronaldo was back and they still didn't win.
Well, it puts the pressure on the next result, because what's happened now to Solskjaer, when I said he's been improving in some of his interviews and his body language and the way he goes about things, being the manager of Manchester United. Because if you remember when David Moyes did a couple of negative press conferences, they hounded him out, said how that's not the Manchester United manager way. Now, all I've heard from Solskjaer in the past 2 press conferences, he's moaning about Liverpool and what Klopp's been saying about them, and moaning that they don't get enough penalties. Well, they've had more penalties than anybody else since the start of 2021 season. So I don't know where he's coming from. So we don't want to hear excuses. He's the manager of Manchester United. You expect results. They didn't get a result against Villa. Yes, they had a lot of the possession. Yes, they had a lot of chances. But I'll tell you what, Villa could have put it away early as well in the first half. They had some chances where they could have put the ball in the back of their net.
They're capable of playing some really good stuff, Aston Villa, and you can't say they didn't deserve the win. And when he starts moaning, Ollie, about an offside decision, and you're looking at it thinking, well, it could be, but it's not a definite. And when you freeze it and the header comes in and there's clearly away from Ollie Watkins, if that had been ruled out, that would have been a very, very, very harsh decision. Dean Smith felt the handball itself was harsh. But on the penalty, I mean, we have to ask the question. You know, if you're in charge of Manchester United and Cristiano Ronaldo walks through the door, surely one of the first things you do is say to him, you're on penalties, and you take Bruno to one side and say, he's on penalties. This is an absolute footballing legend. Bruno Fernandes, if you don't like it, then you come on the bench with me.
No, I disagree with you, because I think I said at the time we did the show together and I said Fernandes will take the first penalty. When you've got such a good record of taking penalties, which Fernandes has at Manchester United, why would you take them off him? I just think that, what would that do to the player instantly? He'd already taken the number 7 shirt, and a lot of people said, no, guarantee Ronaldo will take the first pen. Now, it wouldn't have surprised me, Ed, one bit, if Ronaldo would have stepped up and taken that penalty. But Fernandes' record taking penalties for Manchester United is top draw.
Edinson Cavani is a very, very, very good footballer who's had an amazing career and he's still playing at the top level. He was quite happy to give up his shirt for Cristiano Ronaldo because of who he is.
Wasn't a player at PSG happy to give up his shirt, Neymar, for Messi? And Messi told him, no, you keep the shirt.
So
I'll get a
what are you saying
number.
about Ronaldo?
I'm just trying to say to you, you know, I'm a massive fan of Ronaldo, but
so what
straight away, to come in and take the shirt and then come in and take the penalties from someone who keeps putting the ball in the back of the net doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so all right, just say you're right, and we'll go with that. It was quite clear, wasn't it? That
Ronaldo takes the next one.
But absolutely. But the situation had not been managed because Ronaldo wanted to take the penalty.
Yeah, I was surprised at that.
Pogba had to shepherd him away. Bruno takes the penalty. Emi Martinez is in his face like all good keepers should be, puts him off.
The pressure was there.
It balloons it into the Stretford end. So was that situation managed? Because had that been managed beforehand, had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and we don't know for certain, but I believe that had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer been absolutely 100% clear in that situation, Ronaldo wouldn't have asked for the ball, wouldn't have asked to take the penalty, surely.
Is it a situation where it's, if Fernandes is on the pitch, he takes the pens, if not, but then still that feeling of Ronaldo wants goals, he wants to take the penalties, he wants to take the free kicks. We know that, Aidan, but the thing is, his record as a penalty, but missing it doesn't surprise me purely because being in a situation when you're a sportsman, it adds extra pressure when you've got someone as good as Ronaldo and putting the ball in the back of the net, who takes penalties for his country, and they play for the same country, and he takes penalties wherever he's been. And then suddenly, that responsibility is not his, it's someone else. So the pressure Fernandes must have felt there, taking that penalty, was because Ronaldo was behind him on the pitch. Yeah. It intensified that pressure.
You're answering my question.
No, I agree with you, but it's very difficult to take the penalties off someone who's done so well at doing it.
To me, it should be clear in Bruno's mind that he should give the penalties to Ronaldo.
Who's taking them at PSG at this moment? Does anybody know behind the window? I mean, Messi's always taking penalties, even though he's missed quite a few. Although of late, his record's quite good, I think, for Barca before he left. Who's on penalties at PSG?
Well, Messi's injured at the minute. They're hoping he's back for Man City tomorrow.
But I'd be interested to know if he's on penalties there, because it's a similar situation.
I listen, for me at Man United, Cristiano Ronaldo, and let's not forget that he was about to set a record of scoring in his first 4 games, all right, second debut at Manchester United, and that was a record that stood since the 1920s. Now, he will definitely know about that. And he wants as many goals as possible. So, for me, it was a no-brainer. I remember you saying Bruno will be on pens, and I was thinking, no chance.
Yeah.
No chance. Ronaldo walks through the door and he's on pens. And quite clearly, hindsight might be a good thing, but I was saying it beforehand. A lot of people were. Ronaldo should have been on pens.
Yeah,
it's a badly managed situation.
I get it.
Okay, so let me put in a scenario to you. Now, I'm at Old Trafford on Wednesday night for Man United against Villarreal. If they lose, that's 2 defeats in 2 games, Champions League group stage, which they went out of in the group stage last season.
They can't go out.
They can't sign Ronaldo and do that again.
No, they can't
sign Ronaldo, Varane, and Sancho and go out in the group stage. So if they lose,
well, they can't get Sancho on the pitch. You don't want to play him.
If they lose on Wednesday, that's it, isn't it?
Well, it'd be very hard to come back from there, and they're out of the cup as well.
Yeah.
So, how many more? I mean, yes, I think 2 Champions League defeats would be very hard for him to come back. And there is still a top-class manager who's not got a job at this moment in time.
Indeed. Well, let's have a look at it, right? They've gone out of the Cup to West Ham. I don't think the League Cup, if they'd gone on to win it, would save Ollie, but, but
it's still a trophy they could win.
It's another defeat as well. They've been beaten home by Aston Villa on the day that Manchester were at the very same time. Man City were looking every inch the champions they are, beating a side that have got a very good chance of winning the Premier League title, and they're already the European champions. Liverpool have looked good.
Defensively.
No, right, we'll talk about their game a little bit later on. But when we look at those clubs, are we thinking, I think Man United have got the best chance of all those of winning the title? None of us are we? No, nobody's confidently predicting Ollie and United will win the title.
They're in it purely because of the players they've got.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. But a lot of people have said, not just us, there's a lot of fans out there of other clubs and Manchester United fans are thinking the only thing that is holding them back is that real top class manager, proven manager, not someone who's still looking to prove himself at the very highest level. And that will always be something that will follow Solskjaer around until he wins something. And the longer it goes on, it's going to be harder for him to achieve that because confidence plays a big part.
It's very, very harsh for him to have lasted as long as he has when you consider how short a time David Moyes had in the job at Manchester United. And he's probably had
Lampard at Chelsea.
He's had too short a time. Yeah, you're right. He's had too short a time. Both of them probably too short a time. And that was unfair to get rid of him at that time. Having a look at Ollie right now, I just wonder how United fans, those on the outside, feel if they lose Wednesday. I mean, what would the future be? Because that will make that Champions League group virtually impossible to get out of. Ronaldo should be on pens. I think we can all see that. And he didn't manage that situation. It's about management. You manage those situations. That's his job, to manage. He's a manager. And he didn't. 08717 22 33 44.